Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy, John Patrick, and thank you for tuning in to the Dope Ass Dude podcast. Happy New Year's to everybody. I'm really excited about tonight's show because it is going to be great. It's going to be great. We got this guy on here that talks a lot of smack. And yeah, it's going to be really good to get his perspective on a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. But before we get started, as usual, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please go out and subscribe to the YouTube channel now. And then while you're out there subscribing to the YouTube channel, go ahead and click that like button so we can get that like there as well. And then if you're not following on TikTok or Instagram, make sure you go out and follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you go follow us on there. And then also remember that there is a new episode every Monday. There's a new episode every Monday at 7 p.m. So you can check back each week and you can come back at 7 p.m. every Monday night. And just looking forward to seeing everybody. But I'm really excited about tonight's show because we are talking New Year's resolutions. And many of you have already made your New Year's resolutions, and some of you have already failed on them, and we're just on day 2. So gonna be good to hear what you guys have out tonight. And tonight is gonna be an interactive show. So we want you to come on. So if you're definitely interested in coming on the show on tonight, all you need to do is DM me on IG on the Dope Ass Dude podcast. Just DM me an email address. And what I'm going to do is send a link to you for you to be on the show. And I see that we have Tyson Perry out there. He is one of the Clark sisters' favorite fans. So Tyson, I definitely expect a email address in the DM so we can get you on here and hear what your New Year's resolutions are. And I know you're laughing and saying, I know John Patrick didn't just call me out. I did. So, yep, go ahead and send me that email address in your DM, and we want to get you on here tonight and hear your New Year's resolutions. So, for me, I normally don't make New Year's resolutions. It's not that I have anything to do it. At least I don't make them on January the 1st. Normally, I do resolutions on my birthday, and I just kick off my birth year with things that I want to achieve by the next year. That's what I tend to do for New Year's resolutions. And sometimes I meet them all, but then sometimes I don't. And also with New Year's resolutions, I have learned every day is a goal. So you are trying to set goals to achieve every day, at least me, So I wake up every morning, I have a list of goals of things that I want to do personally that better myself. So why wait until New Year's to create a whole list of things that you want to accomplish that year and you are failing to meet them every day? So tonight, our guest is Willie Henry. He's a brother from another mother. And I love this dude. He is becoming one of my closest friends, and he is always giving me extraordinary advice. So I'm really excited to have him on here. And a shout out to his beautiful wife, Marquita. So happy she let him be on here, and he's probably going to cuss me out for saying she let him be on here. But she runs the house, so she let him be on here. So I can see him backstage laughing. But yeah, so we happy to have him on here. So let's go ahead and bring him on out here. And Tyson Perry, I haven't gotten a notification of a DM message for you. So yeah, send that email address on in that DM. So Willie, what's up, man?
You got jokes already, I see.
Man, Mark, we didn't run that house, boy. You know it. Why you over there trying to act like that?
No, we got a good partnership. We kind of work together, so we good.
That's what's up. So Willie, tell us about you, man. Who are you?
I'm me, man. That's I don't know how to even describe me. I'm just I beat I'm on my own drum, on my own time, my own lane. I just stay within myself, man. I don't try to do too much, and stay out of other people's way, man. I'm just you know, I'm living life, man. That's all I can tell you. I'm living life, man. I do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and you're a Dallas native, right? You're born and
Yes,
raised here in
born
Dallas.
and raised right here in the best city in the world.
Yeah, that's what's up. And so, so what high school did you go to here in Dallas?
Oh, I went to a couple, but I graduated from Samuel in '94. But I went to Carter and I also went to Maceo Smith also. We kind of
Okay,
moved around a little bit when I was growing up and till like my last 3 years of high school, we kind of stayed put at that point. So,
nice,
hmm
nice, nice. And Willie, a lot of people don't know this here. Willie is a sneakerhead. Yeah,
yes.
so he loves sneakers. So, Will, how many pair of sneakers you have, man?
I don't have a count right now. I don't have a count right now. I think just Air Max alone, I think I'm at probably about 20 pair of just Air Max. That's not including Jordans and Kobe's and Kyrie's and all kind of other stuff. So just Air Max. I think that's the only one I'm counting. That's my newest conquest is Air Max shoes. I started liking them. There's a whole story behind it.
Well,
So
we got time. Let's hear it. Let's hear this story.
okay, okay, all right. So I was about in the seventh grade before I started liking shoes. I didn't really care. I just whatever was whatever. Long as my clothes were nice, it was okay. That's all I thought about. So I got to seventh grade and first day of school, I had these shoes on. They were some cheap shoes, some Volts. I remember them exactly. They looked like some Nike Force 180s, but they weren't. They were the knockoff. But I didn't care about shoes until we were in first period or homeroom, and there was this guy and this girl going back and forth, telling jokes on each other. And you know me, John, I love laughing. I'm gonna laugh probably every day until my last day. So I was laughing extra hard, and this girl said, "I know you not over there laughing, but them big old Volts on your feet." And immediately everybody turned and looked right down. Even I looked and I'm like, "Oh snaps! I'm not it. I'm not what that is." And so I had a cousin. He's more like an uncle because he was so much older than me. But he was like a cousin on my father's side named Greg. And he said, "Well, when I got home from school that day, he was like, look, here's some Air Max that I got and some feelers. Wear these. Don't tear them up. Don't be playing in them or whatever." We wore the same size. They were practically brand new. Went to school the next day, and I was in good graces of the community. so, so after that point, I started paying attention to shoes and what was hot and what was not, and what I liked versus what everybody else liked. And so that's what kind of got me started way back then. So that's how I got started in the sneaker thing. And then so happens my wife's birthday is the same day as Air Max Day. So I always try to get a pair on her birthday. And I messed up one year. We were in Vegas on her birthday, and they had these Air Max with her birth date on them, 3/26. And I was like, I'll get them later, because I didn't. And man, it haunts me. I can never get those. Those are the missing link pair that I have not been able to get. I saw a guy in the mall walking around in some. She's like, there they go, and I'm like, yeah. So I haven't
So
been
you
able to
can't
get
even
them.
find them online?
Yeah, but I have a thing. I'm not gonna pay a certain price for stuff. I have limits that I try to wait them out on the prices. I don't want to, It's not that I can't buy them. It's that I just feel like they're robbing me if I'm paying double what the shoe actually costs from the factory.
Now, how much do they normally? What's the average price for?
For a pair of Air Max, fresh, brand new, on release day, about 160.
Okay, that ain't bad.
Yeah, but once the resellers get them, which they're doing with just about every shoe that comes out right now, you can pay upward, depending on how limited of a release and how special the release is, like some patterns or some clots, these different designers that'll take the Air Max and put their spin on it.
Right.
They can get up to, man, I've seen some Air Max cost 15 grand. Why are you looking like that? I mean,
15 grand.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, it just depends on what you want to do in the shoe in the sneaker game. It's gotten ridiculous over the last, I want to say, 5 years. It's gotten ridiculous. Before that, on release day, I could go into any store and pick up the shoe, and then they started doing the raffle thing. And most of the times, you go to every store in the mall and get you about 10 raffle tickets, and hopefully you'll get a phone call and you'll go get them, go pick them up. Then they transitioned from that to on the sneakers app, which is Nike's own app, and you have to get on there and try to get them. Well, people created bots, programs that'll go and submit a million times. A program can submit way faster than an individual, so they end up getting all of the shoes, every single pair,
Oh,
and then they
wow.
resell them and they determine the price at that point, what you're willing to pay. So but Nike's trying to figure out a way to get around the bot. So lately I've been able to get what I wanted off of Nike. So I have no complaints. But for a while I wasn't able to get anything. I was always having to go eBay or StockX or Goat or Poshmark you know, or sneaker conventions. I mean, it's
So they have
ridiculous.
sneaker conventions too?
Oh, heck yes. Heck yes. They have
Oh,
them,
wow.
man, all over the country. SneakerCon is probably the biggest one. They go from city to city. And then there's local ones that'll happen here between here and Oklahoma. They'll have every other weekend or so. So you can always go to those. And then they have resale shops now. Individuals who have those bots buying up everything or open up resale shops. Um, there's a couple here in Mesquite, and then there's all over town. There's everywhere now. You can't go anywhere without finding them nowadays. They're just everywhere. All these resale shops that just buy them up and sell them to you brand new in the box at the price that they determine, which is ridiculous because you're normally paying about 100 to 200 over, the actual value of what Nike sold them for. So they're making their money. You're losing yours.
Oh, wow. So now when you buy these, do you wear them or do you just
Oh,
keep them in the
heck
box?
yeah. I'm a
Okay.
sneaker
Okay.
wearer. I love to wear them. I used to know a guy, he passed this past year, a good friend of mine, Marcus McCray. Me and him used to go to sneaker conventions and things like that. And he probably had one of the dopest sneaker collection. He's not like me. I'm kind of a picky sneaker collector. I'm going to pick what I like and only what I like. I don't care if it's the hottest shoe. If it doesn't, touch me, I don't want it. He would pick up any and every shoe known to man, and he had a crazy collection. And he would always go with three sizes. Me, if it's not my size, I'm not getting it. You know, he'd go if it's a 9 or 10. No, it's 12, 11, or 10 and a half. He'll buy it. Those the three sizes he's gonna buy, regardless of what kind of shoe it is. He had the craziest collection I ever seen. I never seen him wear the same sneaker twice, and I've known him for at least 8, 9, 10 years. Never seen him wear the same sneaker twice. He had
Oh,
so many.
wow.
Yeah, he had a lot of them. But he's not the biggest collection I've seen. I got another guy, Carlos. He's into club promotions, so he has a lot more revenue, and he has every shoe that comes out. He has the greatest connect ever. I was looking for some shoes for my son one year. He wanted these Penny Hardaways, and no store in the city had them. We went Oak Cliff, Duncanville, DeSoto, Cedar Hill, Fort Worth, Arlington, Frisco. Everywhere in the city trying to find these shoes, and nobody had them. And we ran into Carlos at North Park, and he was like, "Here, give me a call later on today. I'm gonna see if my guy can get them." And he called me back later that day. Said, "Yeah, my guy can get them. Here, have them by school start." He had them,
Oh,
and
wow.
retail price. He has a guy that he knows that works for Nike, was able to get them, and so he has the biggest collection. He has a whole room full of shoes, just shoes. That's all that's in that room is shoes, shoes, shoes on top of shoes. You'll see him on the sideline at the Mavericks game, sitting front row. So
Oh,
he,
wow.
yeah,
Wow.
he's definitely the shoe king.
So you would say you're pretty committed to that, right? You're pretty committed to your sneakers?
Yeah, yes, I am. I would say so.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay, so do you make that's a good leeway into the podcast tonight? Dope
Okay.
dudes commit. So of course we
Got you.
see Willie is super committed to his sneaker game. He's super committed to that. So Willie,
Yes.
do you make New Year's resolutions?
I haven't made a New Year's resolution in probably 15 years.
Why not?
Because I'm kind of, if I say I'm going to do it, I just do it. I don't have to wait till the new year to do it. It could be like, I take a month and say, okay, I'm not going to eat any refined sugar products, period. No bread, no nothing. I'll just do it, and I don't see the point in the New Year's resolution. We don't have to wait till the start of a new year to say that we're going to make changes in our life for the better, hopefully, or for the
Right.
worse for some people. But you don't have to make those changes. I mean, I've always been able to do that. Whatever I've set in my mind and say, okay, I'm going to stop doing this or start doing that or whatever it may be. And I just make that decision and do it. I don't think we have to wait. I don't see the big hype about, oh, it's a new year, I'm going to change. Because if that's what you're waiting on the new year, like I say, I lost some friends this past year. So you can't always wait to the new year to make those changes. So sometimes you just make the change right then if you see the need for it. That's the way I go.
Yeah. And Willie, like I said earlier, your wife runs it. Your wife sent a message and she said, look at your phone. So she's telling you to look at your phone. Like
She'll
for
be all
real.
right.
Ah.
She'll live. She'll live.
Yeah, now in regards to the New Year's resolution, I kind of feel exactly the same way. I
Mm-hmm.
used to make New Year's resolutions, and like I said, sometimes I will do it on my birthday, because that's a new year of life. I
Okay.
just set some goals that I want to accomplish that year, but it's not, I normally steer away from the things that I'm not going to do. I just always try to do things that improve my life in some fashion on my birthday. But I know a lot of people, because like right now, it's the worst time to go to the gym. And it's the worst time. Well, not the worst time, but normally churches are packed out because people at the beginning of the year, they set all of these goals that I'm going to do better spiritually, I'm going to do better physically. So they are there, you know, January, and by March, the
They're
gym is
gone.
back. Yeah, they're gone. They're gone, and it's like, what happened to that resolution? You didn't lose that 20 pounds. You didn't even lose two. What about the other 19? You still got to go. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so do you see a lot of people in the gym and everything when you go?
Normally, yes. This morning when I went, it was empty, and I thought maybe because everybody hadn't went back to work yet. So, I go at the crack of dawn. When as soon as that thing open, I try to get in and get out before the crazies get in there. That's my motto. Let's get it in before the crazies. So I try to go then. So it probably packed later, but I'm sure every year it happens. January 1st comes, everybody gets a gym membership. By March, they're just paying for the membership. At that point, they're not coming. They're not committed. It's hard to make that commitment if it's not a life and death situation for most people. They're like, I don't have to work out. I can just walk. It starts off, I'll do that part at home. I'll just walk now. And then I'll do that a little bit less, a little bit less. Before you know it, you're back on the couch with those potato chips. So
Sitting there watching TV and you got Dorito crumbs on your shirt.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
your gym outfit. You got the gym outfit. You got the whole outfit on.
Oh, they working their biceps out while they putting that Dorito up in their
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, you know how it
Yeah.
goes. Because that's
Yeah.
that's part of it too. They go and buy all these workout clothes, and they're matching from head to toe. You can always tell the new people they matching from head to toe. I'm talking about socks and everything. And the regular people are like, he ain't gonna be here in a couple months. So
Oh wow, wow.
yeah,
No, but it is so true. You go to the gym, like you said. You go to the gym, and those new people, they got their gear because their spouses bought them their new workout
yeah,
gear for Christmas, and they trying to get the best of it. So
yeah.
they are in there, and they are at it and trying to get their new body on. And by March, it's like, yeah, I don't think this is made for me. So you don't see them no more.
Yeah, most of the time, though, I would advise anybody that's just starting a gym journey. Find you someone that's already committed to the gym. If you're
Yeah.
gonna that they're already committed, that they're gonna go whether you're there or not, and have them to be your accountability person. Because a lot of times, if it's just you, unless you're a self-willed person like me, that I can wake up without an alarm clock. I do 99% of the days. I'm waking up before the alarm clock. Unless you're like that, it's gonna be tough. You're gonna have those tough days where your body's sore. You're like, do I want to go?
Yeah.
And you'll find any excuse. It's raining, I ain't going. It's
Hmm.
cold, I ain't going. you know, I'll do it later. You'll find excuse. So you have to just get up and do it yourself.
Yeah, yeah, and that is so true because, yeah, I mean the gym, and right now it's still cold. It's still cold. So everybody know gym slows down in November, December, January it slows down. So for those people that start out the beginning of the year, just make that New Year's resolution. You're gonna start in March, opposed to January. I'm gonna start in March because it's back warm. It's pretty
Uh,
outside. You feel good. You
yeah,
trying to
you can
work.
wear the cute outfits then,
Yeah,
but
you can wear the cute outfits then and somebody can see you. So yeah, just wait until March before you come to the gym.
and
Okay, so
also though, don't be intimidated by the dudes that's in there that's like, lifting a house. Don't be intimidated by them dudes that's been in there. Them guys been working out for years. And I found out recently that a lot of those guys are taking a lot of stuff to get their body to look like that. Because after a certain age, your body just can't perform like that.
yeah,
There was a big article talking about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, because he all self-proclaimed that he's all natural, and they're like, at 54 years old, it's impossible to be natural, to be built like that.
yeah.
So even with good genetics, they're like, no, Rock, you're on something. But he's not telling. That's his life, that's his story. He'll take it to his grave.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is so, and I think that's the way that it is in anything, whether it is working out or just life in general. You can never compare yourself to someone else
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what measures they're going to get the results that you're seeing, that you are admiring. A lot of people are doing a lot of crazy stuff, to get that, whether it's materialistic stuff,
Yep.
houses, cars, workouts, all that kind of stuff. People are doing a lot of crazy stuff. So you got to be careful who you compare yourself to. Okay.
Correct.
So another thing, okay, so right now we know that people are back in church. Everybody is saying,
Yes.
I'm going to do better with the Lord this year. So first Sunday of the year was this past first Sunday, and that kind of lasts pretty much like
The gym.
uh the gym. Yeah, yeah. By March, they back saying they watching it online and know they at brunch. So they know they ain't
Yes.
watching it. Yeah.
Drinking mimosas.
Oh my God. So Willie, let's talk about that there. So because I think a lot of times too with people and the guests that was supposed to be on here tonight, we're gonna eventually get him back on here. We were gonna talk about balancing of how to be a Christian and be young but still have balance. How do you find balance with your Christian walk and all that? Because I think that's probably what make people like fall off the wagon too. By March, it's spring and that's when everybody's sitting out on the patio drinking mimosas. You want to do
Yeah.
that. So how do you suggest somebody find balance in life?
You have to find really what works for you. You can't let someone else's thoughts and perceptions, determine how you're going to walk with Christ and how it's going to work for you. And it's just difficult. You have to, and my aunt used to always tell me this, study the word to show yourself approved. But she also says, study it for yourself so that nobody else can come and put all these different rules and regulations on you that have nothing to do with your salvation, have nothing to do with your walk in Christ. People tell you anything. Oh, you can't do this. You can't wear that. You can't go here. You can't. It's a long list of you can'ts when you join the church. A long list of all of they tell you everything you can't do. And then you look back and like, man, what can I do besides come to church?
Hmm.
You can't watch this. You can't be here. Like, man, do church people live? You know, And as I got older, I started understanding, no, those are that man rules. It says that nowhere in the Bible. It doesn't tell you anything. You're not going to hell if you go watch a football game, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous some of the stuff they try to put on you, you know. And I think that's what hurt Christianity as a whole is everybody put so many rules on people that people couldn't live. I mean, you got to understand coming from no rules to a million rules.
Yeah.
Nobody can live like that, man. It's just too tough for them. So I would advise anybody that's trying to start a new walk with Christ, take it day by day, read the Bible for yourself. I don't care who the preacher is. I mean, you can go to the tippity top of Bishop Jakes, Creflo Dollar, or whoever. I mean, you have to study it for yourself. They did those guys. They're they're up in the clouds at this point. They're
Yeah.
way above someone that's just starting their walk today. You know, so it's kind of hard to just jump in and try to do what they're saying. You know, even financially, the principles they try to teach you. You know, it's so far in advance. If you come from never having any money and now you got a little bit of money, you know, you have to grow with it slowly. That's why so many lottery winners win all that money and they're back broke because they
Yeah.
got it too fast.
Yeah.
So it's just like that with anything, man. Take it slowly, take it at your own pace, one day at a time, and God will direct you the right way, what's right and what's wrong. As they say, the Holy Spirit will convict you if you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, and it's funny how like I mean is where what you said, you have to study yourself. You have to know the word for
Yes.
yourself because I never forget when I was growing up. I mean, I have all sisters, so they couldn't wear pants. You know, whether it's in church or out of church, they could
Mm-hmm.
not wear pants. And then, my mom got with my dad and he started allowing my sisters to wear pants, but then they could wear pants out of church, but you couldn't wear it in
To
church.
church, right?
So like nowadays, younger people, younger generations, they come to church, they don't know the battle that their
Oh, heck yeah.
parents and their older siblings went through to be able to wear pants in church. It was like a big deal. And it was like back in the day, they would some religion or denominations, not religion, some denominations would tell women if you wore pants, you going to hell.
Yep.
That was like a sin if you wore pants. So it's like a lot of folks, according to some of those people that's dead and gone, y'all going to hell according to them.
But you know what? There's still some churches that are out there like that. There's still some places where it's like, hey, don't you dare wear no pants in here. You are your daughter. Y'all better put them long skirts back on. Reach down to the floor.
Yeah. That's how it used to be, man. And I don't know. I think, and I've said this 1,000 times on here or in life in general, and I'm saying the church, not the body of Christ. I'm talking about the people that are in these four walls.
Right.
They owe a lot of people an apology for a lot of things that they have crushed people, by being judgmental and saying things and putting pressures on people that's not even biblical, but because
Right.
you believe it and you're the one up teaching. And I see Marinus up here, she's listing them out:
I know.
pants and jewelry, makeup, fingernail polish, all of those things. Those younger listeners out there listening, all of those things were not allowed
Yeah.
in
And
church.
shout out to Marion. I hope you're getting better on that knee. Been praying for you. And I ask
Absolutely.
Earl about you every week. He probably tired of me asking.
So I'm gonna put that link out here again in this comment section because we want some of y'all to click on that link and you're gonna appear on this screen and we want to hear what your New Year's resolutions are. So Willie, you didn't make any New Year's resolution. You have no goals you are trying to
Oh,
achieve
now
this year.
goals. Yes, I do have goals that I'm trying to achieve, but that's every year that I have goals that I'm trying to achieve. Like I have another thing that I have a lot of. It's Levi's. I can't even count how many pairs of Levi's. I should own some stock in Levi's. But I said anytime I bring something new in, I got to throw one item out because it's getting ridiculous in that closet. So that's something I'm doing this year. If I bring something in, something else got to go. So,
Yeah. Yeah, wow. And then so another thing about New Year's resolutions, and I think this is something that people do not take into consideration when they're making New Year's resolutions. Sometimes New Year's resolutions, even though you're making these commitments to do new things, you
Mm-hmm.
have to also, and it's what you just said technically, really, when you say you get something new, you get rid of something.
Yeah.
So people have to understand that when you are, um, like take making on these New Year's resolutions,
Mm.
sometimes you got to let go of some things, whether
Oh,
it's
yes.
you're thinking, some of the things you're thinking. It could be people that you need to let go. It could be, a plethora of things, but people always, they never think about the baggage that they're bringing into the new year. And a lot of reasons that's why they don't accomplish their goals, that they set at the beginning of the year. What do you think about that? Because like I said, it's so good, that analogy that well, it's not an analogy, it's your real life principle, but it's a really good analogy of you get something new, you let something go.
Yeah.
How do you apply that type of thinking to your everyday life?
Well, you got to look at life like this. Every day is 100%, right? And if I say I'm going to dedicate 20% of this time to the gym, another 40% to work, 20% of time to myself, and then you only got so much time left. You only got 20% time left. So that's your sleep. But some people like to sleep 40% of the time. You can't get that gym in if you're trying to give the gym 20%. You can't get it. So you have to make that balance and say, okay, if I want 8 hours of sleep, or if I'm used to getting 12, I only can get 8 now. So I can get up, get dressed, get prepared, because you got the whole meal prep, getting dressed for the gym, driving to the gym, unless you got a home gym, working out, getting out of the gym, showering either there or back at home before you go to work, having your clothes prepared, all of that, that's all time. And it's only 24 hours in this day. And you're already trying to sleep 8 of them, so you got 16 hours and 8 belongs to your job. What do you have left? And travel, getting to and from work if you have to go into an office or whatever. So you only got so much. So something has to go. You can't keep everything. It's impossible to keep everything. It's just impossible. So I try that with just about everything at this point. Like, if I know we're gonna be going out to dinner late on a Friday, I know, ooh, it's gonna be tough in the gym in the morning. Maybe I can go at 5. But some Saturdays I have to go and do like the food drive thing. So I know if I'm gonna still do the gym, I got to go a little bit earlier. So you have to just plan it out. Be consistent. That's the key, being consistent. But plan out your time and space it out and commit to what you can commit to. Don't overcommit yourself. Because that happens a lot too. Oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. Then comes the day you don't have enough time because you're tired, you're worn out, you just can't make it happen. So remember, you only got so much amount that you only got 100%. Can't do 110%. That's impossible.
Yeah, that's impossible. Yeah, and it's like you said, you have to plan it out, and then you have to
Yes.
also know that sometimes it requires sacrificing. You have
Yes.
to get, like you said, you have to give up some things, or you can't do everything as long as you want to do it, but I guess if you want to do everything, you just got to cut it short on some things so you can still accomplish that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, 30 minutes of the gym is better than 0 minutes. So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So okay, so and you married and you've been married for 20 some years. You've been out of the dating
yes.
scene forever.
Oh
So you don't
yes.
know social media dating, you don't know online dating, you don't know any of that stuff.
I don't
Probably
want
when
to know it from the stories I hear.
y'all was talking on walkie-talkies when you was dating, weren't you?
No, I think we had pagers. We was paging, sky paging, smart beep, and all that. We was beeping each other back then.
Oh, so what do you think about people who go in and they say on day one, they say, oh, in 2023, I'm going to find my man or I'm going to find my woman this
Oh,
year? What do you think about those people who set relationship resolutions? It's like, why do you do that?
I've never went into a relationship thinking I'm trying to get married. A buddy of mine, we just had lunch this past week, who I hadn't seen in probably 3, 4 years because he was working or whatever, and he's single now. And he was like, man, I went on a date with this chick, and the first thing she started talking about was a wedding. He was like, this is our first date, you know, like she's already talking wedding. He like, I don't even know if I like her, let alone getting married. I was like, wow. He said, yeah, it's brutal out here, especially at the advanced age we're at now. We're not 20 no more, you know, we're in our 40s, you know. And he was like, yeah, but I ain't trying to, you know, he just got out of a marriage. He ain't ready to jump right back in. He's like, this is the first person I went on a date with, the first person. And she's never been married. She has a kid. He's like, I'm not ready for that talk yet. I mean, I'm just trying to see if we even like each other. If, you know, like that's all I wanted to even know. You know,
Yeah.
it, it's just crazy. I don't know how. I don't. I'm glad I'm not in that boat.
So, on your knowledge, do you think women become more aggressive with marriage the older they get, or do you think they slow down with the aggression the older they get?
Oh, I think they speed it up, but I think it's the sign of the times that we're in right now. I see girls, period, women, period, being more aggressive toward men as far as dating, and they're, you know, when I was coming up, we had to have a whole rap, a game to go up and just try to get the phone number. You know, had to, hey, my name is Willie. What's your name? Make a laugh or something to get a phone number. Now the girls are hitting the DMs harder than the guys. You know, that's why so many single guys right now, because the girls are putting it all out there before, you know, the guy even says hi. It's like, man, they in my DMs telling me meet them here, drop the Addy, I'll be here. It's turned up out there for them. So it's like I tell my son that all the time, like, man, y'all don't have to have no game, no rap, no nothing. Y'all just the girls just come to y'all. All you have to do is have on a nice pair of shoes and some jeans and a t-shirt. You in. You know, a nice haircut. Or
Yeah.
not. They don't even care about the hair anymore. These guys have all kind of hairstyles right now. So
Yeah, because everybody wants that Instagram life, man. So they go off of what they see people posting and they think that it's the real deal and they fall in love with the pictures. They fall in love with the pictures, and they before they realize that the picture is just a picture, they've given up sex, they've done all of these type of things, bought gifts and all of this other kind of stuff. And then you fall in love with the picture, but then you end up dating the reality of that person, and they're
ooh,
nothing like that picture you saw. And I think
no,
a lot of women get
nobody
caught up in
is.
that.
Yeah, nobody's like the picture that they put out to the world. Everybody's different on the inside of who they truly are. Nobody is, you know, everybody tries to say, oh, what you see is what you get, but it's a part of every person that they have to keep hidden, you know, from the world. That's their innermost. They can't let everything out. You know, some people are it's too much for a lot of people to handle. So everybody puts on some kind of mask. I don't know anybody realistically that's 100% every thought that's in their mind. They're not gonna do that. No one is. Everybody has thoughts that, oh, if I that dude crossed me on the freeway, I kill him. You're not gonna put that out to the world. You're gonna kind of just let that be in your mind. So nobody's 100% what they really are out there. And so if I'm gonna put a picture out, you know how many filters and all kind of stuff I'm gonna put on that picture and makeup and you wake up next to a whole different person with these girls now, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So I got a question. Thank you, Marion, for asking this question. So Marion then kind of called me out. She said, John, where do you see
I
yourself
asked you this question before.
you have in the future as far as marriage? I don't. I don't. I don't see myself married ever. I have no desire for marriage, none at all. I think when I was early 20s, 21, 22, and I was going to my friends' weddings who I went to school with, and everybody was getting married. And you feel that pressure at that point because it just seemed like this is what you're supposed to do at that point in your life because that's what everybody is doing. And then you just hold up 3 or 4 years, and those same people that was getting married at 21, they're getting divorced at 24, 25. And then the longer you go is not, because I think in the world that we live in today, if we're honest with ourselves, anybody could be married. If you want to be married, you could be married. It's somebody out there for everybody. You may have to settle a little bit, I guess, according to some of your standards. But if people want to be married, anybody could be married nowadays. So I think, but for me, the older I got, I mean, and maybe it's that I'm selfish with my life. I don't know. But I absolutely love my life the way it is. I love it. And I think a lot of people get being married and being in a relationship, they get that confused. I love being in a relationship. I'm a relationship guy. I have a lot of love to give. I just don't want to be married. I love my space, and I've said this a couple of times, and people always get upset with me about this here. But in about 2 or 3 days, I want you to go home. I want.
Well, you definitely can't be married and say in 2, 3
Yeah.
days you got to go home.
And
I
then
mean,
people be like, well, y'all can have two different houses. Who has two
not in
different
the marriage.
houses?
No,
Average people don't have. I mean, financially, that's not even smart to have two different houses and you're married. It don't make
right.
sense. So yeah, no. So marriage for me, Marion, thank you for asking that question. In the future, no marriage for me ever.
Which is, I mean, it's fine if that's the life you want to choose because it is definitely your life. But I say this to anybody that's looking to get married: find someone that you're compatible with, someone that you enjoy laughing with, that you don't mind crying with, that you don't mind sharing the real you with, that the person that can see you and that you can see in their worst and you still love them, and they can see you at your worst and still love you. The person that you're going to be able to walk through anything with, whatever they come home with, you're going to be able to handle it because it's that person. You have that type of commitment. I think that was the title of your show, Real Dudes Do Commit. And I think early on, me and my wife both, we were super young. We got married. We were 20. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what it took to make a marriage work. We didn't know what it took to make a marriage last. We didn't have examples of it or anything. We kind of took it one day at a time, and we kind of grew up together in a sense at this point. We kind of grew to know what's to be expected, what her role is, what my role is, and I allow her to be her. She allowed me to be me. We don't try to control each other or
Yeah.
dictate what each other do. Even financially, we're kind of like that. We both have a plan on where we want to be financially as far as how much money we need to both not have to work or what have you. And then we want have goals like we want a house at this point. We want cars. We want this. We want that. What school we want our kid to go to. He went to college. He's graduated. Thank God he's out of that. All those kind of goals we had because we sat down and we kind of said, this is what we want with each other. So if it wasn't for her, a lot of stuff I didn't care anything. I didn't care nothing about no house. I had a little cutlass. I was happy with that. So she did push me in some areas, and I'm sure I probably pushed her in areas too to say, let's think outside the box. So we kind of you have to find someone that you can grow with, that's willing to grow with you and deal with you in your pains, in your trash that you're going to bring along. Because everybody brings a certain amount of baggage. I wasn't raised with my dad. She wasn't really raised by her mom. So we kind of had that in common. And she was trying to figure out what a mom should be. I'm trying to figure out what a dad would be. And ended up,
Mm,
she was a great mother in my eyes. I mean, she was everything, that I could ever ask for and for a mother for my son. I mean, she was strong, she was tough, she was independent, she was all of that. So it worked out. And she always tells me, oh, you were a great father to him, because I didn't have that. So we were very supportive in everything he did. We was always there for him. And, he got to do way more things than we ever imagined growing up. So looking for a person that you have to be all of that with, it's tough because there's a lot of knuckleheads out there.
mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
tough. So I can see why people, especially in this social media age where everybody wants everything right then, right there. Oh, you got to have a 6-figure income. You got to have it. I didn't have no 6-figure income when we were first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I think I was making $8 an hour. you know.
Yeah, yeah,
So I mean, she rode through all of that with me, and
yeah.
I'm
You would have been
grateful
single
for
back then.
it.
Yeah,
You're
you would have
right.
been single, brother.
That's what
And
I'm
you know the
saying.
funny thing about it, people always want to say like men, they want to say watch how a man like pay attention to the relationships he had as examples. But you didn't come from a house where your parents,
Exactly. I didn't
gave a
have
good
that
really you didn't
example.
have that role model. And see, I did. My mom and my dad, they were married over 40 years until he passed. And my oldest sister, she's been married to her husband 25 years. My youngest sister been married 30 years. And then I have another
Wow.
sister been married 20 years. So I have great examples of marriage. And I think marriage is beautiful. I think it's beautiful for people who want it though.
Yeah, you
So
have to want to share your life because
you
that's
have to
exactly
want to
what you're
share your
doing.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you want marriage, it's a beautiful thing if you want it, but if you somebody that's just getting married because you feel pressured because of whatever age it is or because you want kids, no, you don't need to be married. If you don't want to be married, don't get married. Don't get
Right.
married.
And you got to get rid of the check box. Oh, he's got to make this much. She's got to have this. She's got to have that because that you're going to be looking for. I mean, marriage isn't 50-50. I don't know what anybody, I don't know why people, oh, it's 50-50. It's not 50-50. Some days I'm giving 90, some days she's giving 10. Some days she's giving 100 and I'm giving nothing. That's just how it goes. It depends on the day and what's needed to make it work. And that's the end goal is to make it work. So stop being 50-50 and expecting that. Sometimes she was working, I wasn't. I was working, she wasn't. And then we're both working. So you can't go in it thinking, oh, he got to make this, he got to make that. You don't know what the future holds because I'm sure when we were dating, I didn't think that I'd be where I'm at, and she probably didn't either. It's like, hey, two young kids, we like each other. Let's see what can happen.
Yeah, yeah. You just got, like you said, you got to make it work. It's a battle every day, and
Hmm.
that's in life in general. Not just with marriage. And that's one thing I was saying in the beginning. Like when I wake up every day, I set goals for myself. For
Right.
that
Hmm.
day that I'm trying to accomplish. And there are some days that I come out a winner on everything, and then there are some days that I don't. I miss the mark on some things. And then the next day I just get up again and I start all over again, probably with new goals. I just be like, hell, I didn't make that work yesterday. I'm not trying it today. I don't feel like doing it.
That's good. It gives you purpose though when you wake up and say, I have to accomplish this, and this. It gives you a purpose for that day. You're not just, in a malaise, just walking around like a zombie. You actually have things that you have to accomplish in that day or that you're trying to accomplish. Whether you meet them or not, doesn't matter. It's that you're at least attempting to do something.
Yeah, somebody said, "Oh, this is Tammy." She said the requirements people have on their list are things that can't bring to the table. Oh, so she's pretty much saying, like I guess in regards to dating, both men and women, they have all of these requirements that they want in their mate, but then they
Hmm.
don't even bring these same things to the table. They want somebody to make six figures, and you making 23,000 as a sales rep at Kohl's. If you don't get your butt somewhere and sit down.
and being young and finances are rough when you're young. I was just telling a friend of mine the other day that I was hanging out with, like, man, because we were driving through this area, and I said we used to live in some apartments that are no longer there, and said we didn't even have a car. We'd walk to the grocery store and carrying groceries back. People don't want to struggle like that no more. They like, I want you to have a car, a nice car, not just no Honda or no Toyota, which nothing's wrong with them. They want you to have a BMW, a Mercedes. It's like, you're 24. What you got that kind of money from? Quit making these crazy requirements for people because people are not living like this. The average 24-year-old is in a lot of debt right now.
Hmm.
Put it to you. They got all kind of debt, student loan debt. They owe on this apartment. They can't afford the insurance on the car they driving. Got a cell phone bill out this world. So people just got to be more realistic in their requirements of what they're expecting and what age. Now at 40, yeah, he should have something at 40. He's been around long enough. He should have something to the table, and so should she. It goes both ways. But if both of y'all at 40 and y'all both sales rep at Kohl's, let's lower them expectations. He not here to save you, and you not here to. Y'all better get some savings on the discount. Y'all get that
And ain't nothing wrong with working at Kohl's. Cause
no,
look
nothing at
here,
all.
if
Nothing
any,
at
if
all.
life hit over here, who wouldn't have a problem checking y'all out at Kohl's is me. Cause
I'll
who's
be
not
right.
going?
Hey, I'll be right next to you. Say, what time you going to lunch, John?
Nothing is wrong with Kohl's. Wow. So I see we
Yeah.
got Runette Benjamin out there. What's up, Runette? Thank you for tuning in. And I see Saron and Serge from the podcast, Straight Up Real
Oh
Talk. They
yeah,
out
and
there.
and let Cerrone and Serge know Kanye is a genius.
Ah! Y'all heard it again. Kanye is a genius. Kanye is a
uh,
genius. Oh, so we got to come in here. Yeah, this microwave society doesn't allow people to develop relationships. People mostly post their wins on social media, and that is so true. You cannot take what you see on social media as, yeah, you can't take that as real life no more.
but also this though, they post their wins, but when someone posts their down moments on social media, we kind of look at them differently too, though. What was the guy, Tyrese? Remember, what do you want from me? And all of that. Everybody kind of looked like, what's going on with him? Is he losing it? So you can't. It's almost like you can't win on social media. That's why I don't do a lot on social media because it's almost you can't win. You post your ups and never post your downs. Then you post your downs, and everybody like, oh man, he done fell off hard.
Okay, so we got an old rebuttal here. They coming for us tonight. They said, I think differently. Okay, thanks, my 2 cents. Thanks for your 2 cents. So if I'm a 5, I can't want a 10. If I'm making 35K a year, of course I want someone to make 6 figures. Okay. So I'm gonna let you come in on that, and then I'm gonna come in after you.
In the words of the great Kevin Samuel. No, I'm just
Do not resurrect him. Leave him where he's at.
I knew I
Please.
would get that out of you.
Please do leave him where he's at. Sorry, Kevin.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with you wanting more from the guy, but you can't have that as. I don't think it's fair to have that as a requirement. Because what if Because if a guy makes a certain amount, he's looking for a chick that's different. Also, his standards are different. At that point, because he's not looking to carry all the load. Most men don't want to carry. He wants someone to be a help meet. You can't help me meet if you're making a third of what I make. Because when I want to drive a Mercedes and you say, well, we both need to have them. Well, your 35 don't equal a Mercedes. Your 35 equals you in a Camry, and my 100 makes me in a Mercedes if I want.
Yeah.
So it's the unequally yoked type thing. So let's unless that's what he's looking for to be the savior in your situation to make that 100 to 135 together. It depends on the individual, really. That's
Yeah.
what it depends on.
Yeah. And see, how I see about this here, my 2 cents. So, what I think on this here. So, first off, now money wise, I think a little bit different on money. So, if you make $35,000, I don't think it's wrong for you to want somebody that makes 6 figures because you may add value in another way that's not financial.
Right.
You may add value. So that value that you may bring to the relationship may be worth that difference in salary increases. I do believe that. So money wise, I don't think it's anything wrong with someone coming to the table and they're wanting someone that makes a certain amount of money because they know what type of lifestyle they want to live. And then also they know the value that they can bring to someone's life. But the first part of this question where they said, so if I'm a 5, first off, 2 cent, you've already rated your own self low. So you think low of your own self. So a 10 is not going to fool with you. A 10 is not going to fool with you because you don't even think highly of yourself. Regardless of how much money you make, you should always think of yourself as a 10 or maybe a 9 if you don't want to be arrogant or cocky or nothing
Be
like that.
arrogant, girl. Be arrogant.
Be arrogant, but you coming up here already short, shorting yourself by saying you're a 5. You're half of what that person is already. So if that person is a 10, probably they're not going to be interested in you. I think a 10 would go down to 8 or 7.5. They'll give
Well,
you a 25%
with guys,
discount.
it's kind of different though. It's kind of different. A 10 chick, she'll settle for a 7, 8 guy. But if the guy thinks he's a 10, he's looking for a 20. You know how guys are very. That's why they have such thing as trophy wives. You
You
don't
just
see.
cut 2 cents off at the ankles.
I'm
Two
just
cents
saying.
and they're 5, and you just said a 20.
But I'm just saying that's just how guys have been for, I don't know, that's why guys go after money, because you see it all the time, this 60, 50, 70, 80-year-old guy with some 20-year-old chick, and you're like, what in the world? Well, look at his bank account. That's what she's interested in. There's no way you can tell me that this young lady is interested in this old wrinkly dude, period. But he affords her the lifestyle that she wants. So she says, "You have my youth. You have my youth, and I can go and shop all I want. I don't have to worry about anything financially." And that's what happens. So if you're a 5, if you think yourself a 5, and you're looking for what's the guy, Idris Elba, probably not gonna happen.
Yeah. You're not gonna get a Idris Miss Juicy. No, you're not gonna
Miss Juicy, wow.
Miss Juicy, baby.
I mean, it happens, but it's very unlikely that that's going to happen unless I mean, this guy has to be the most humblest guy in the world. He has to be. And
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know too many guys like that.
So we got another question here from Runette. Thanks, Runette. Question is, will I still want you when the financial or material things no longer exist?
Exactly. That is perfectly said right there. Because what happens when he lose that 100K job? Then you're like, my 35 can't keep this house. We got this 5-bedroom house and these 2 cars. So do you want him? And that's the first thing. Like, I can't do this. That's first. You see it all the time. Women will tell you, the minute, I can't do this. I'm not here for it. It takes a strong woman to say, you know what? I see you down, and I'm gonna ride with you. You know, that's
We,
why I love my wife right now. Because when I was down, she was able to say, hey, we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna stick beside him. As that TikTok thing say, I'm gonna stick beside him.
yeah. Willie, they coming for us tonight. So we got another comment here. Dang, they coming for us. I disagree. Okay, go El Boogie. Bougie. Is that Boogie or Bougie? Yeah, we'll just go with you. So
Hmm.
I disagree. It always been okay for a man to trade down, but a woman can't. Um,
Correct. Trade down financially, but he's not trading down on the 5 that she rated herself or what have you. He's not
okay.
trading down on that. Financially, yeah, 100 million error would go to a chick that's working at Walmart, but she has to look the part.
She has to look the part. She has to
Hmm.
look the part. And then she goes on and said, a man can save a chick and it's all good. But a lady in the same situation will say they don't want no scrub.
Whoa! I know who that is. I know who El Boogie is. Yeah, you're right. The chick is gonna say I don't want no scrubs because that's why she said I'm 35K and he need to be 6 figures. Because if he 25K, he can't do nothing for. He can look just like he can be Idris Elba twin at 25K.
But again, it's that whole same thing. When you can't go in and say that because a person makes less than you that they can't do anything for you. Because like I said, they can add value in other ways. So say for instance you get a dude and you're a business owner and
Hmm.
this guy is a tax accountant. He can handle your taxes. He can keep your company in line. So he's adding value that you will be paying someone else thousands of dollars to handle up for your business. So I don't think when it comes to money part of it, I don't think you should count anybody out by the amount of money that they make because they can always add value in other areas. But like I said, the mind part though, if you come in and you think yourself you are a 5 out of 10, we kind of got some problems right there. Yeah. You don't need to be you don't need to be going for no 10. No.
I mean, they could. There's nothing wrong with them wanting that, but being realistic, it's probably not going to happen. Unless that guy sees her as a 10. If
But
that
he's
10
probably
guy,
not. He's probably not. Because the energy she's giving off. If someone can
you like, nope, it ain't happening.
No, it ain't happening. If you can type now,
2 cents is possible. Judge said no, but I'm saying it could happen.
2
Keep hope
cents,
alive.
you typed that you a 5. You typed that you a 5. And I 2 cents, 2 cents, you typed that you a 5. And you say you want a 10. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Nah.
Anything's
just
possible.
Left it with
man.
the money.
Anything's possible.
2 cents. 2 cents. Don't listen to Willie. Because all that 10 is gonna do is use you up and make you feel like a 3 when they dump you.
Whoa.
Don't do it, 2 cents. Don't do it. Willie is gonna get you into some trouble. Do not do it.
It's possible, man. Anything's possible. Anything.
Well, Willie, we have been going for an hour and nobody. So is that L Boogie?
Yeah.
So L Boogie, I'm about to put a link in here. Can you click on this here? We want to see your face on camera tonight.
Oh, I already know that's going to be a no.
Somebody click on that link. Tyson, Marion, Live, Love, Laugh. Y'all click on that link. We want to hear your resolutions before we click out of here tonight. My 2 cents. Come on, click on it, Tammy. Y'all click Runette. Click on that link. Let us see your face.
I can't believe you said it ain't possible. Anything's possible, man.
Well, you see 2 cents ain't clicked on that link.
If I say 2 cents, please don't click on the link.
2 cents. Like you said, you already said you a 5. Do not click on that link. Do not click on the link. And don't pay me no attention. 2 cents. Please don't pay me no attention.
Oh,
okay.
My goodness, man.
Mary KG said anything possible.
Yeah, that's right. KG did say anything's possible.
Who is KG?
Kevin Garnett. When he won his first and only championship, he said when he got the microphone, anything is possible.
Okay, well,
not that.
L Boogie, you just keep on believing anything is possible.
I'm gonna call him later.
And my 2 cents said my 5 ass ain't clicking. Okay, my 2 cents. Okay, okay, 2 cents.
You probably more than a 5. You just don't realize it. Someone has to see that 10 in you.
Yeah, 2 cents. If you don't see it in you, they ain't gonna see it in you because you're gonna talk him down. You gonna talk him down. He's gonna be like, oh yeah, 2. That's a 3. So yeah.
Don't believe it. 2 cents.
Well, Willie, this has been amazing having you on here, dude.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for inviting me.
And so y'all see why this is my boy. Y'all see why I love this dude here. So Willie, do you want them to follow you anywhere, or do you just want to leave it here?
We can just leave it here. The next time I'm on, we'll do all of that.
The next time you on, you told me you ain't coming back on here no more.
I said not next week. I didn't say no more. I said not next week. I won't.
Yeah, see that. Thank you, Marion. Marion said this was good. Thank everybody for watching tonight. Tyson, thank you. You didn't click on that link and come on here with your New Year's resolutions. But thank you guys for watching tonight. Tammy, thank you for handling the chat. And again, Marquita, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
She gonna kill you by saying Marquita. Her name is Marquita. Yeah.
Marquita. You know, I'm from the hood. We just see the Q in there. And lucky I didn't call you Marquisha. So, Marquita, thank you for letting Willie come on the show tonight. So we appreciate you. I think, guys, y'all have but before you click off of here, make sure you click on that like. Please click on the like. Also, share this with your family and your friends, and then also go out and follow it on on TikTok and Instagram. And we will see you guys again next week. Willie was supposed to be here next week, and I thank Willie for coming in. He stepped in for the guest tonight, so he was supposed to be next week. So we're gonna have a physical fitness trainer next week, and we're gonna see if y'all still in the gym on y'all second week of the new year, and we're gonna give y'all some tips on he's gonna give y'all some tips on he's gonna give y'all some tips on your workout. Runette said, wish I would have caught the live earlier. Okay, yeah, she said she would have probably came on. Okay, well, I guess that's what she's saying. Well, we'll have another chance, Runette. You come on next week. Everybody just have good lighting, and we're gonna put y'all on here. I think, guys, have a great night.
All right, take
Peace.
care.